Every night, when the world went quiet and the stars began to shine, she sat at her desk, not because she wanted to, but because she had to. Her room was small, her lamp was old, and the silence around her felt heavier than the books stacked beside her. Outside the window, the city slept. Inside her heart, a storm was awake. She was young, but life had already taught her lessons most people learn too late. Some nights she studied until her eyes burned. Other nights she stared at the screen, wondering if all this effort would ever mean something. People didn't see those nights. They only saw her quiet days. They didn't know how many times she whispered to herself, "Why is it so hard for me? Why does everyone else seem ahead? Am I wasting my time?" She had dreams, but doubts spoke louder. One night, while rewriting notes she barely understood, her phone buzzed. A message from someone she once trusted. "You think studying will change your life? Be realistic." She closed the phone, took a deep breath, and kept writing, because deep inside, she knew something important. No one claps for you while you're building. They clap when the building is done. Another night, exhaustion hit harder than usual. Her head dropped onto the desk. Tears fell onto the pages she worked so hard to fill. "I'm tired," she whispered. Not lazy, not weak, just tired. Her cat jumped onto the desk, sitting beside her laptop, staring at her as if to say, "Keep going. I'm here." She smiled for the first time that night. Sometimes motivation doesn't come as loud speeches. Sometimes it comes as quiet company. Days passed, weeks passed, failures came. She failed exams. She doubted herself. She watched others quit and choose easier paths. But every night she returned to that desk, not because she was special, but because she refused to give up on herself. She learned something powerful. Success is not about motivation. It's about discipline on days you feel empty. Years later, people began asking, "How did you do it? You're so lucky. You're so smart." She smiled politely. They didn't see the lonely nights, the self-doubt, the fear, the tears, the moments she almost quit. They didn't see the version of her who studied while others slept, who believed in herself when no one else did. And now, when she looks out the window at night, the stars feel different. They remind her of who she was and who she became. She learned this truth, and it's a message for every young person reading this. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need support from everyone. You don't need to feel motivated every day. You just need to keep showing up. Because the nights you struggle are the nights that build your future. And one day, your story will inspire someone else to sit at their desk, wipe their tears, and keep going. Your time is coming. Don't stop now.